Hi, I'm Mike Global from Madison River Outfitters. I'm here today to show you guys how to rig up a nymph leader for fishing on the Madison and Gallatin rivers. First thing I'm going to start out with is a 7.5 foot 3X leader. I've got that unrolled here, and I'm just going to knot that to the butt section on my fly line. If you don't have a butt section on your fly line, that's okay too. You can tie your leader directly to your fly line if need be. I'm just going to use a 4-turn blood knot to get this done. And now I have my leader attached to my fly line. Some tag ends. So the first thing we really need to concern ourselves with here is our indicators and how far away they are from the fly line. I'm going to slide on 2 never miss strike indicators and grab a trusty toothpick which locks those in place. And there's 2 sizes. I always start with the larger of the 2 towards the end of the fly line. And just thread that up the leader, and the second one with the skinny end towards the flies. And many anglers make the mistake of putting their indicators right on the end of their fly line when they're putting their indicators on. You will get much better drifts if you space it out good 2, 3, 4 feet down your leader. One thing you want to be careful of is make sure there's a little bit of the thick part of your leader underneath your indicator, otherwise the indicators won't stay in place and it won't cast weight as well. But give yourself quite a bit of room between your top indicator and your fly line. I'm going to grab my top indicator, peg it in place with my toothpick, and break that off cleanly. Space the next indicator out about 10 inches below it. Put a toothpick in, keep the indicator in place, break it off, you're good to go. If you want to fish a single indicator like a thingamabobber, you can put them at the place for the smaller of the 2 indicators and you're good to go. The next crucial distance is from the bottom indicator or single indicator down to your flies. And the biggest mistake most anglers make is they make this distance way too long. And it makes it much more difficult to detect strikes and also to get a good drift. What will happen is you'll cast and your flies will not land in the same current seam as your strike indicator. Normally for the Madison and Gallatin, I like to start with about 4 feet between my indicator and my weight. So I'm going to measure about 4 feet off, pinch my leader, and I'm just going to cut the remainder of the leader off and then add some tippet. And the tippet I'm adding is 4X. I'm going to add about 14 inches of 4X. And I normally like to do this with a blood knot. You can use the triple surgeons, that works just fine. And down here I normally use 6 turns on each side. Most of the time I get away with using 4X tippet on both the Madison and Gallatin. If you have to drop down to 5X, you can do that as well. So at this point I have my knot, and to my knot I have about 4 feet to my indicator. If the water you're fishing is really shallow, you can slide your indicators even closer to your flies. So now for my knot, I've got about 14 inches of tippet. I'm going to tie my first fly on. I'm tying this on with just a plain old clinch knot. Back through. Trim the tag, and then I'm going to add another 14, 18 inches of tippet. I usually tie this off the hook eye rather than the bend of the hook. You can do it both ways if I want to get a little bit better hookups. Tying it off the hook eye. And I'm going to just tie another clinch knot. Tag in. My last bit I'm going to add my second fly to. Again, I'm going to tie a clinch knot. And the tag end. And at this point, my rig is complete. I just need to add some weight to fish it. What I'm going to do is right above my first knot connecting my leader to my tippet, I'm going to pinch on my weight. And that knot is going to keep the weight from sliding all the way down to my flies. Let's get the weight in place, pinch it down with some hemos. So, starting at the flies, I've got about 14 inches between each fly, 14 inches, and this is 4x to my split shot, about 4 feet to my first indicator, 10 inches to my second. In this case, I got about 3.5 feet to my fly line, and I'm ready to go nymphing on the Madison and the Gallatin.